Okay, this is just something that I thought up this morning while I'm driving. I'll listen to both parts because I'm going to split this up. It's kind of long before you yell at me or whatever. Okay. An atheist usually would be a person who believes that evolution is the basis that drives all creatures and the start of all life. Survival of the fittest led us all to the point we are right now. So letting things die when they have a defect, or only having the strong survive, they're all ideas of evolution. Now this always ties into a recurring thought that I have about medicine and the survival of the fittest. One definition of medicine would be the science of diagnosing, treating, or preventing disease and other damage to the body or mind, which this is the way I'm using it. Now to be honest, the solution right now for the problems with medical problems is mostly cosmetic in a species context, in that you're curing the problems on the surface, not the cause, such as the actual susceptibility to the particular disease in question. If that didn't make sense, what I'm going for is you're not curing the genetic flaws in the human's actual genetic makeup. Now, instead of curing us as a species, we're actually in fact hurting it. New diseases are always popping up, and old ones are resurfacing. Now, of course, this is just a theory for me, but in all actuality, we're mutating our species with medical knowledge. One might say, while our evolution has led to a technological or man-made path instead of a primarily physical genetic path. I'll get into that later, but for right now, follow these thoughts. An easy example of this, not completely true, but would be somebody born with bad traits, let's say physically ugly. Although this is just an example, I don't think there's an ugly gene, it's just a sample of what I'm talking about. But this ugly person gets cosmetic surgery and they become physically beautiful. Then they get with somebody who would never have given them a chance because they're not attracted, and they have a baby. The traits that are existing in this person originally, genetically, are passed down to the child. So we, humankind, has just changed nature's original path of whatever would have happened naturally if left alone. Okay, yeah, like I was saying, many factors in that can be wrong, but it's just an example. If you want to nail down a specific trait considered unattractive, such as like thyroid problems leading to obesity, smaller parts on a body, bigger parts, basically things that happen through microevolution, like shortness, tallness, hair color, whatever. Again, I'm just saying this is an example. What I'm trying to show is one way medical science can change things. Now, say you had somebody with a genetic predisposition for cancer, and they get cancer, and they would have died, but instead they live on and reproduce. That's a miracle, right? Yes, in the social sense, but not in the pure evolution sense. We have just perpetrated a genetic crime by allowing a defect to pass on to a new generation, a harmful mutation, if you will. Now, what would you say would be the proper response for looking at this with a cold, calculating glimpse, evolution-wise? Now, at this time, we're unable to control the human genome or even fully understand it, so at best we can only control things through controlled genetics. And the easiest way for us to do this right now is through breeding. And there was another guy who had a similar idea of using eugenics, and his name was Adolf Hitler.